Disciplinary processes against 36 pupils found smoking dagga on school premises is expected to start today. The Leondale High pupils are currently on suspension. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila is covering this story for us and is, of course, here to give us an update. Aviwe, good morning to you. Of course, we heard from Steve Mabona quite recently that they did have an engagement with parents to talk around discipline, because he did emphasize that that discipline needs to start at home. But what can you tell us this morning?
Certainly they've been engaging the Department of Education with the parents, the school itself. We do understand on Friday the MEC of Education, Panyaza Lusufi, was at Leondale Secondary School, as well as yesterday, just on Sunday, there was a meeting of the parents. In fact, there's an interesting development that we're seeing happen as the students come into school. They are now being searched. I'm not sure if it's a new development, but their bags are being searched as they come in. You do understand this follows the incident that happened, we understand, on Wednesday, the 20th of April, where we understand the students were consuming marijuana on the supposed dagga day on the school. But the video went viral on Thursday, then Tumelo, which then led to the action of the 36 learners being suspended. In fact, I want to bring in Steve Mabona on the developments that have happened. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, but I understand that the students at all time are supposed to be supervised during learning hours. How did this incident happen, given that they were supposed to be supervised, these 36 students?
Well, thanks very much, Mtila. That's why we are investigating circumstances surrounding this incident. How come this happened? And we will then be led by the district, because an investigation has already been launched. We have confirmed that to parents when we were meeting with them yesterday, to say we'll investigate that part. But the school, through the acting principal, they've already apologized to parents to say this will not happen again. And they plead, to parents to say, look, assist us, let's work together, make sure that children are disciplined from home. When they come here, they should be disciplined children. That's why the school is now taking a precaution, trying to search. But you will hear from officials say, we are trying. And they did plead to parents. Parents, work with us to discipline your children. When they come here, they need to understand that we need to focus on what is happening in the classroom. Can't be celebrating whatever dagga day or things that are not going to be assisting us in the curriculum.
And how are the parents taking this? In the meeting that happened yesterday, are they remorseful? How are they in receiving that their 36 students have been suspended on the actions that happened on the supposed dagga day?
Look, we were meeting the entire parent body, meaning that the school enrolled over 1,900 learners. So we invited all parents to come. The SGB was interacting with them, reassuring them that this matter is taken serious, but also pleading that they need to support the school, they need to support the SGB and make sure that learners don't roam around, the school. They also listen, but the supervision must always be there. Educators know on what they're supposed to be doing. We cannot have, during contact time, learners that are doing things that are uncalled for. Transgression of the code of conduct is quite serious, to a certain extent that some of the things that are done might lead to expulsion, which you don't want to see. But then the process of disciplining learners, it's not a punitive one. We are about correction. Learners must be guided. This is their future. Education is key. You can't not infuse remedial processes so that they repent on what to do. Sometimes the DC will recommend that maybe let's take them for counseling, take them for certain management that will assist them to repent from whatever they would have been done. It's either drugs consumption or learners that are bullies in our environment. We take them through many steps that we would assist.
And these ones, Steve, have already been suspended, 36 learners already, but there's a disciplinary hearing today. Who will be inside there, and what measures can we expect to come out of there?
That will be a responsibility of the SGP. after interacting with them, we understand that they're going to be having a parallel process because it's 36 learners, it's a lot of them. Look at those that are accused of peddling or those that were distributing these drugs. Also get more information on those that will be saying, I don't know, I found myself in that space, or for the first time I do this and all that. And we hear from the SGP that actually most of them, of those children, are top performers. Some they would have said, for the first time I experienced this. Probably, you know, peer pressure. I mean, these are children. We also need not to forget that. So we can't chastise them, but we must show them the way and correct. That's why we had to nip it, because it could have been worse. I mean, what if the entire school, 1,900, were involved in that thing? It could have been worse. So that's why we are here to say, let's nip it. And parents are in agreement. We all agree that we need to work together. We need to make sure that we nip it. And that's why they've called us to assist with the safety in the school. So we're going to be interacting with community safety to say, give the police, we need to make sure that the school is safe, because we heard that not far from there's a bridge where, you know, some learners are robbed and all that. So police need to assist us, and they understand that there are adults, you know, from outside the school who sometimes try to peddle drugs and all that. So we need to target that and make sure that the children are not exposed to even that dagga before they arrive at school. I mean, you'll be having learners that are sleeping while they are standing.
And how soon can we get the outcomes of this disciplinary hearing that we're gonna hear today?
Look, the SGB need to finalize their process and then give us that their outcome through the district. We have an interest in this disciplinary process. I'm sure before the end of this week we should be in a position to hear what the outcome would be.
Okay, the end of this week, that outcome expected of those 36 learners that have been suspended at Leondale Secondary School. That's, of course, for consuming dagga on the supposed dagga day. We do understand they'll be accompanied by their parents today here as they hear what will happen then to them. That, of course, expected to go to the district. The district expected then to send those recommendations to the Provincial Education Department, where then a decision will be taken on what happens to these 36 learners that were consuming dagga on the 20th of April.
Indeed, and thank you so much, Aviwe, for bringing us the story. I mean, I think this will definitely set precedents for other schools that might be going through the same thing. Leondale may be in the spotlight right now, but I can imagine the number of schools around the country also dealing with a very similar problem. So hopefully, of course, this will set precedents and be a warning for any other school going through the same thing. All right.